Today we're going to be making some sausages for you and show you the different ways of making them and why we make them in the way that we do. So first off, in the bowl we're putting the rusk seasoning in the bowl first, and then on top of that we'll put the water, just mix it around a little bit, and the rusk now we leave that for about 5 to 10 minutes, and that will all fluff up, and then that'll be right ready for us to mince the meat into it. Right, we've let the rusk and the water together. The rusk has took it up, and as you can see, it's nice free flowing. That'd be easier to mix into the sausages.
Yeah. So I mean, previously, Nigel, whenever I've always used like seasoned mixes and stuff like the Lucas ones, and I've always added to the mince, I've added the rusk, and then I've added the water and mixed it, and then re-minced it. What's the benefit of doing it this way?
Well, this way, if you get the rusk in the water, you can get lumps in it. And if you put that on, if you mince the meat and then put the rusk in, then put the seasoning in, and put the water on the top, you can get lumps of seasoning and lumps of rusk that will go into the sausage. So this way, you're mixing it all together, you can see that there's no lumps in it, so you're confident then when you come to eat it that you are getting a nice sausage, and not half of the sausage is going to be full of rusk or full of... It's just to get an even mix throughout the sausage.
Okay, makes sense, yeah. I mean, that looks great like that, so...
Yeah, so right now we'll start mincing.
So we're mincing straight into the...
Straight into the bowl, yeah. And with the sausage, when you're mincing it, it's nice to have what we call a 70-30 mix, which is 70% lean, 30% fat. The fat going through, that will give you the succulence into the sausage. If you have all lean meat, it then will eat dry and it won't be very nice. So about a 70-30 mix of meat to fat is roughly what we would use to make a nice succulent sausage.
Okay, so for this mix here, how much meat have we got there altogether?
We've got 4.5 kilos of meat. There's 500 grams of rusk.
Yep.
And half a litre of water, and then whatever seasonings that you want to put in it, to your taste really. There's lots of different companies out there that make seasonings. There's not one, it all depends which one you like, really. It's down to personal taste of what you use. And once you get that one that you like, then it's just down to personal preference, really. Right, we've minced the 4.5 kilos of pork on top of the rusk, and now it comes to mixing it, the whole sausage mix up. And it's always better to have a round bowl because you ain't got no corners for the rusk and that to build up in. And I hand at the bottom and then just move it about, and I turn the bowl so you make sure that you get all the sausage meat mixed in with the rusk. With pork and with making sausages, the more you mix it, the tighter the sausage will become, because pork, once you start mincing it, butchering it, manufacturing it, it lets out the protein, and the protein will make the pork stick together. So as long as all the rusk is mixed in like it is, you got no bits at the bottom that are that are still left in the bowl. It's all now mixed in nicely, and that's it. That's all you need to do. The way we make it is the old-fashioned way that I done when I was apprenticeship many years ago, and we only mince it once, for the simple reason is that we want an open textured sausage. We don't want something like the manufactured ones. We want something which you're using good quality meat with, so you want a good quality product at the end of it. And by doing it this way, you can see the meat in the sausage skins, and it just shows it off absolutely perfect. And if you want to sell it, people can see the meat that's in the sausages. If we was to put it through the mincer again, it would come out with a creamy texture, and that would be very, very firm and stick together like a mass produced sausage. And I think that if you're going to do the home butchery and then make your sausages, you want to get the most out of it and to get as much money for it as you can.
Yeah, wise words. Yeah, I mean, I've always, well, whenever I've done them before with the mixes, I was always told you mix it and then you mince it a second time. So yeah, that's interesting to see the difference. So,
an old boy said to me once, he said, if you can't see any meat in a sausage, there's one good reason for it. Because there ain't a lot.
There ain't a lot of meat in it.
A lot of them do mince it twice.
Yeah.
So that, you know, to cover up the fat.
I see what you're saying.
So, but if you've got a nice meaty sausage like this, a 70-30 mix,
it
can show the meat off. So,
excellent.
And that's what that's the way we do it.
Right. I guess we get on and start stuffing then.
Yep. This one is done with a Lucas. This is a complete batch. It's got the rusk in it, got the seasoning in it, everything. This one we mix in a little bit differently because the rusk is so much bigger. And if we was to do it how we done the other one, it would just go hard. It would go like concrete. So this one, we mince the pork into the bowl first, and then we put over the seasoning. And you can see in here the rusk is so much coarser and so much harder that it takes a long while for the water to absorb. So into that we put half a litre of water, and then we mix that up, and again, don't over mix it, just make sure it's all nicely moved. Now you can see on this one how wet the mixture is because the rusk hasn't had time to absorb the water. So we'll put this in a plastic bag when we mixed it, and then we'll put it in the fridge, and then maybe get this out in an hour's time and then fill it out, which will then give the rusk time to absorb the water. A little tip, if you make sausages, don't cook them on the day, because there's a good chance that they'll split out of the skins because the proteins are still working within the meat, and by putting heat on it, it will just all split. So just a little tip really, if you want the sausages, make them the day before you want to eat them really. That just saves them splitting. But there we go, that's that one mixed up.
Okay.
Yeah. Right, now we're getting ready to fill the sausages out. We've got the skins, they come salted, so we've run them under a cold tap, got all the salt off, washed the salt off 2 or 3 times, and then leave them in this bowl with the water running, and that gets rid of all the salt that just flows all out. But you need to soak the skins for about half an hour before you use them, because they do come in like semi-dried. And all we do then is just get the skin out.
Well, I've noticed when I bought the ones from Westerfelder in the past on a spool, and sometimes they're like meters of it, and sometimes they're not very much of them at all. So
yeah, they all do vary in length. And what we do is we open this up, open the skin up, and put water through it. And the reason that we do that is, there's 2 reasons really. One is to make it go on the nozzle a lot easier, And the other one is that if any salt has got inside the skin,
it rinses it out.
Yeah, you rinse it out and you don't get a salty sausage. It's just people, if they have one lot that's salty, they won't come back for another lot.
Yeah.
So it's just, you can't guarantee that you got it all out, but at least what you've done is you've tried to prevent it from happening.
Gotcha. Makes sense, yeah.
Right. What did I do it wrong side? Right, all we do now is get the sausage meat forward. See if I can do it one-handed. Should be.
Well, if we go this way round,
there you go. There you go.
You alright? Because I can do the handle as well.
And when that's coming out,
yeah,
what you want to do is go just a little bit thicker than what the nozzle that you're filling out. So then you get some nice, not oversized sausages, but you get nice sausages that skin is filled.
Right, yeah, you don't get them.
You don't get a load of skin and no meat.
So I've had a problem with that in the past, being too full, and then you can't twist them. You can't tie them, yeah.
There we go, look, and by only mincing it once, you can see the meat.
Oh, you can definitely see the texture, and there's far better.
That open texture, you've got nice bits of meat in there, and you can do it. To tie them, there's two ways that you can do. You can do them in threes, which is nip the first one, and come down. Then that one goes up, and then that one goes through. Then you nip that one, and you come up, over the front and through the back. So it's up in the front and then over the back.
When I first started doing sausages, it took me a long time to sort of, I wouldn't say master, I wouldn't say I've mastered this at all, but I can certainly do this method now. But there's a way that you can tie two that's quite easier.
Yeah, I'll show you that way on the next skin. There we go.
Okay.
Do is just the end bit here, take that out, and then that can go through for the second batch.
Next
but as you can see,
it's a nice length of sausages, yeah.
You've got nice meaty sausages, and they've only gone once.
They've got lovely textures, haven't they?
And that's what how we done.
And you can clearly see the Oxford because of the dark red meat.
Yeah, you can see it isn't commercial through the colour of it. But no, they look absolutely lovely.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah. Right, here we go again, just a little bit thicker than the nozzle that you're filling out of.
So just a small bit of promotion here. So this is my, I got from Westenfelder Trespade sausage stuffer. Well worth the money I spent. Westenfelder have actually donated the smaller one, the next size down from this, and it will be the prize for our Christmas competition. So hopefully this video will inspire people to enter the competition as well.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, it's a good machine. Yeah. Right, if you tie them in twos, get them in a sensible length, break it off, get the two ends together, nip here, and then all you do is nip them together and that one come through.
It's like you're sewing almost, isn't it?
It's so easier, it doesn't matter which way you do it.
I mean, that's how I started out. And when you learn what I call the 3 method, or you call it the 3 method, you know, it's a lot quicker and a lot easier with the 3 method than it is with that particular one.
The only reason that we do 3s in the shop is because it is a lot quicker.
It's quicker.
And yeah, when you're making a lot of sausages.
Yeah,
then,
but there's nothing wrong with that at all, right?
No,
for yourself,
no, it's
whatever. Yeah.
You know, even if you've got them on the table,
it's still a sausage, right? Yeah.
You know, it's all the same.
It's still a sausage.
Just doing them whichever way, you know, if you're going to eat them yourself,
yeah,
it doesn't matter which way that you do them. So,
oh, super. Well, let's crack on and get these sausages stuffed.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, as I was saying on the Lucas seasoning, how that was so wet before, and we left it now over an hour, it's took it up, the water has been absorbed by the rusk, and you can see now it's like a normal sausage mix.
Yeah.
So that, you know, just a little tip, leave it, you know, an hour or so to let the rusk work, and then you're right ready then to fill the sausages out.
Super.
And that would go for any Lucas mix.
Yeah.
That would go, you know, the same principle. The amount of seasoning that we put in on normal sausages,
yeah,
because we buy it in a big tub. But on the Lucas packets, it will tell you how much meat to put in,
yeah,
how much water to put in. But if you go for a different seasoning and it hasn't got that information on it, it's just to taste, trial and error. Really.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's just up to the individual taste.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people say about ratios of this, that, and the other, but I think, you know, sometimes, like I say,
it's just a guide, and then you can put a little bit more, a little bit less. But it is, you know, and a little tip: when you do it, write down what you've done.
Yeah.
Because you know we've done it. That you think, Christ, how much will I put in there?
Yeah.
And you haven't written it down, so you know you start again. But that is part of that, you know,
yeah,
learning curve, is to write down everything that you do. So, but yeah, that's it. So we're now going to fill out the
finished stuffing.
Yeah.
Super. Thanks, Nigel.
Right, little tip: if you like kebabs, instead of trying to push the sausage meat round with your hands, there's quite an easy way. A little tip: if you put the stick up the centre of the nozzle and then turn the handle, and there you have, you've got a kebab on a stick.
No trouble.
With little effort.
That's a cracking idea, Nigel. It's really easy.
Yeah, and then
sweet chilli kebabs. I mean, that's a nice evening. Well, shame it's not summer, but you obviously freeze them, wouldn't you? But
yeah, freeze them, and then just use them whenever you want. You know, you can grill them, fry them, whatever indoors in the winter. It's just an easy way of making kebabs with little effort.
Yeah.
There we go. And then sometimes what we do is, you can, from the big supermarkets, you can get Chinese glazes.
All right, yeah.
If you get the Chinese glaze, put it on a tray, and then just get these and roll them over. You got the sweet chili Chinese.
Oh, right. I got some.
Really nice.
I got some peri peri.
Yeah, you can
glaze.
Do it with any of them, and that is nice. And that's just something that, if you got a little bit left in the back of the filler like we have now, it's just an easy way of making something.
Yeah, no, it's good idea.
Plus, if you're going to sell them, you can charge a little bit more for them.
Yeah.
For people that come and get them. But yeah, nice and easy. Don't take long to cook.
No, super duper idea. I like the idea of that. It's very novel.
And there we are.
Thank you, Nigel.
Right, we've made all the sausages now. We've just made some little small chip lights to make some pigs in blankets. So all we do is get the belly pork, have it cured, and this is smoked streaky, and all it is just wrap one half of it round your small chip light, or what they call cocktail sausages. But I made them a bit bigger because the bacon is quite wide, and it goes around the middle of them quite nicely. It's a bit time consuming, but it's all worth it. And then you can freeze these for Christmas. They freeze okay, and they come out just a job. So really, that's all it is for to making your pigs in blankets.
Super. Well, I see the end of the recording now, and where we are. I'd say thank you very much. I'll call this a sausage making masterclass rather than anything else. I think it's been, lots learned, and we've got lots of sausages. We will. So anyway, Nigel, thank you very much for your time as always.
That's all right.
Again
You're more than welcome.
in supporting the charity.
That's all right. Yeah, you're. As long as people get something out of it, well, that's all been worth doing.
As you can tell by the first series, I mean, that's quite clear that there was, lots of positive feedback. So, and people asking for more. So, until the next venture with butchery comes to mind, thank you for your time.
That's all right. You're more than welcome.